One of the first Jewish Christians was murdered, quoted those words from prophet Isaiah. God told our fathers, "Heaven is my throne, and earth my footstool. What house could you build me, and what place would you give me to dwell?" Most religious leaders of his days were focused on the material temple, and not only blinded themselves to the extent of God's dwelling, but failed to see the promised Messiah, and had him put to death. Here we will move away from religious blindness, go behind the veil, and focus on him, the living Word. In him, the shadows have been removed. As it is written, "For the law of Moses, and the appointed times, were only a shadow of the good things to come, but not the reality itself." Jesus, the living temple that covers heaven and earth, is made up of living stones. It is the assembly of all of those who received him and love the truth. The shadow is gone, it is the living reality. In this study, we will be able to understand the fulfillment of the last feast days, or appointed time, called Moedim in Hebrew. It was interesting that in some older versions of our English Bible, we can identify the difference between Zion, with the letter Z, that refer to carnal and physical, and Sion, with the letter S, that refer to spiritual, the holy and spiritual Zion. We will uncover the Shemini Atzeret, that is the 8th day of Tabernacles and the new beginning, completion and ongoing into eternity. Most of the time it is hidden in plain sight. We will start from when God put away the carnal daughter of Zion who became a harlot. In Revelation, she is called Babylon. "And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in you, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in you, for your merchants were the great men of the earth, for by your sorcery you deceived all nations. And in her was found the blood of prophets, and of saints, and of all that were slain upon the earth." Here we see that judgment was coming. This took place in 70 AD, and the bride, spiritual daughter of Sion, would be found no more here in the earthly, carnal Jerusalem. The temple referred as heaven and earth passed away. The already inaugurated new city now called Sion, with letter S. Early Jewish and Gentiles Christians come to Mount Sion, to the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem. What is described in Hebrew chapter 12 is now unfolding in Revelation 21. "And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first temple, heaven and earth, passed away, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God, out of heaven, prepared as a bride, adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God." After Yom Kippur, the appointed time, the final judgment came. Harlot Jerusalem, called Babylon, and the temple were destroyed. Then, exactly as in Jesus' prophetic parables, the wedding, the marriage supper of the Lamb, took place. The bride, New Jerusalem, adorned for her husband, became his wife. That was the tabernacle of God with men. This was the unveiling, the appointed time at tabernacle, on the first day, the most holy convocation. The consummation was fulfilled. Today, we would understand it as their honeymoon. The rejoicing went on for the next 6 days, and on the 8 days, that is called in Hebrew Shemini Atzeret, the new beginning, into the completion of the new covenant, new heaven and new earth, new creatures, new creation. From the start of the new birth, from the one seed, a new life keeps spreading. Today, those born into the kingdom, the new covenant, are children of the consummation. It was fulfilled to completion, consummation, when Christ returned in his generation, as he told his disciples and those who condemned him. It was the restoration and culmination of becoming one with him, yes, one with God, and the eternal fulfillment of Sabbath ongoing rest, that was intended to be in Eden before the fall and the foundation of the world. One more confirmation that we have a married bride called wife is on the same passage in verse 9. And one of the 7 angels came to me, and talked with me, saying, Come, I will show you the bride, the Lamb's wife. And he carried me away in the Spirit to a great and high mountain, and showed me that great city, the holy Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. Now we understand his word. Those who love Jesus and truth, who have pure regenerated hearts, are one in union with him, in the new city, New Jerusalem, also called Sion, here on this earth. We are a part of his holy mountain that was cover the earth. We are trees planted by living water flowing from the throne, giving fruits in all seasons and bringing leaves for the healing of the nations. In a spiritual sense, the fruits and leaves mentioned here is a description of what the prophet Zechariah predicting that the fulfilled appointed time of the Feast of Tabernacle feast goes on, within the Shemini Atzeret, the 8 days of the feast. The 8 symbolize covenant, new beginning, and infinity, ongoing Sabbath rest. For all who have entered the new covenant, it is a non-stop, or ongoing celebration of all appointed times, already here on earth in his eternal kingdom. Just as the spring season appointed time festivals, that have been completed, the fall season appointed time festivals have been fulfilled in the 1st century. New Jerusalem spiritual is a reality here on the earth, composed of Jesus, alive, eternal body. Only those who have received the seed, that is spiritual, who love him and practice truth, loving their neighbors as themselves, have their robes washed and have access to the tree of life. They have entered through the gates into the holy city. Many are still outside. The Spirit and the bride calling in Revelation 22 verse 17, were not yet married, since it was written prior to the return of Christ in the 1st century. Since then, after 70 AD, Jesus, who is alive with his wife, the true church, keep calling and say, Come. He who hears, let him say, Come. He who is thirsty, let him come. He who desires, let him take the water of life freely. Water is flowing from the throne, from the heavenly city, the assembly's body of believers, and irrigation goes all over the earth, bringing harvests in every season, and that is the Great Commission that went on for almost 2,000 years already, and keep going. This is the exact fulfillment of his word on that day of tabernacle, when Jesus made this amazing statement in a loud voice. If anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. Whoever believes in me, as the scripture has said, streams of living water will flow from within him. God keep answering the requests, as his kingdom is a present reality, and his will is done here on earth as it is in heaven. He is in control, and he rules. Anyone who have ears to hear, let them hear.